Welcome to Elevated Sports. I'm Kyle Johnson.
I'm Billy Mock.
And today, we will be discussing the Super Bowl.
It's Super Bowl week.
It's
not.
Pro Bowl week.
It's Pro Bowl week.
But it's
the
soon to be
inferior
Super
week.
Bowl week.
Yeah. It's really the Super Bowl 2 weeks.
This is like the mid-season slump in the NBA, but in the football format.
Yeah, but at the very end of the season.
Oh, yeah. First up, we have Pass or Catch Super Bowl edition.
Pass or Catch Super Bowl edition. If this is your first time to the channel, Pass or Catch. Basically, if it's a NFL version, which it usually always is, we have a different one for basketball. But Pass or Catch, I'm going to say a statement for Kyle, our NFL analyst here. And he is going to choose to either pass that off or catch the statement. So pass means I disagree.
Yeah.
Catch means I agree.
Precisely.
All right. So, and this is going to be the Super Bowl edition. These are all going to be statements related to this year's Super Bowl. Now, if you've been watching the channel, you should know who our picks are for the Super Bowl. We're not necessarily going to reveal. None of these statements are revealing of who we think is going to win the Super Bowl. Maybe your answers are a little revealing.
Right. And if you're looking at us for predictions right now, that's not going to happen.
That's not what's going to happen.
Yeah, not as you can see, it's not going to be this week. But next week, we will get to your predictions.
Exactly. But like I said, if you've been following the channel, you know who our picks are.
Yes. Yes, you do. So
let's get right into Pass or Catch. I have 5 statements for Kyle Johnson.
I'm ready.
Statement number 1. Pat Mahomes is the best quarterback to play in the past 5 Super Bowls.
Pass.
Why are you passing? Who else has played in the Super Bowl that's better than Pat Mahomes? It's a quarterback.
Well, let's see. Quarterbacks in last year's Super Bowl, we had Jared Goff and Tom Brady. Quarterbacks in the Super Bowl before
you taking Brady over Goff?
Yeah. Well, yes, absolutely. Quarterbacks in the Super Bowl before that, you had Nick Foles and Tom Brady. I'm taking Tom Brady.
I'm taking Tom Brady.
I'm taking Tom Brady. In the Super Bowl before that, we had Matt Ryan and Tom Brady. We've only gone through 3 Super Bowls so far, but who's been the common denominator in all 3?
An NFC quarterback that can't finish the season. And
in that one, guess what? I'm taking Tom Brady. Greatest comeback in Super Bowl history. It was amazing. Before that, it was the Panthers and the Broncos. So we had Cam Newton and Peyton Manning. In that one, actually, Cam Newton, although they lost, was still the better quarterback. Peyton Manning,
I'll agree with that.
Yeah, Peyton Manning all season looked pretty bad.
Yeah, I'll catch that.
And then before that, we're going back one more. Got Russell Wilson and Tom Brady. And I'm going to take Tom Brady again.
Okay. So if it was Chiefs Patriots, you'd take Tom Brady.
Well, it wouldn't be that, but
it wouldn't be. But you're taking Tom Brady over Pat Mahomes.
This year, no. This year I think I would take Pat Mahomes over Tom Brady.
Well,
you said in the past 5 years.
I guess my statement was kind of vague because here's how I see it. I would take this year's Mahomes over any of those Bradys. I know you all agree. I know some of you at least agree with me.
Yeah, most of them are going to agree with you because they hate Tom Brady because their favorite team can't beat Tom Brady.
Unless they're the Titans. Or the Eagles. Or the Giants. President has to pay respects for Eli Manning.
I'm joking.
The GOAT.
I don't even have any drink left.
But that's my opinion. Is I think I would take this year's Pat Mahomes over any of the Bradys.
Wow.
Which I think is a reasonable argument. It's reasonable. Like that's not controlling Brady. I would just say I would take that Mahomes over any of the Bradys.
Here's the thing. The pass or catch question wasn't for you. I'm passing.
Okay, he's passing. All right, here's the next one. A non-quarterback will win Super Bowl MVP.
I'm so sorry. I'm dying.
I forgive you.
Thank you. Can we just pass this question till the end?
Pass it till the end? All right.
Yeah, let's pass it till the end because I got to think about that.
All right, here's the next statement.
Okay.
2 tight ends.
2 tight ends.
George Kittle, Travis Kelce, 2 elite tight ends in the Super Bowl. I don't think we've. I can't remember back to a Super Bowl where it was like 2 of like the best tight ends on either team. I don't know if you could think back to a different one, but I can't think of a different time. Here's a statement: George Kittle will have more impact for his offense than Travis Kelce.
Yeah, I'm gonna catch that.
Catch that?
I'm gonna catch that. I mean, don't get me wrong. Kelsey's a dominant target. He's a big threat offensively, mostly in the passing game. But you look at George Kittle just throughout the season. He's dominant in the passing game. He's dominant in the rush or in the running game. He can block. He can catch. Big yards after catch target. He's dominated. I love George Kittle. He's from Iowa. Represent University of Iowa. Go Hawkeyes. I think George Kittle's going to have more of an impact overall. Maybe not necessarily in the passing game, but as an overall tight end in that position, I think he'll have.
Yeah. I can catch that as well because, Kittle. I think the Chiefs could still be a very solid offense without Kelce. You think about you got Tyreek Hill, you got Sammy Watkins, you got a quarterback that can throw to anybody, right?
And run it himself, apparently.
And what?
And run it himself, apparently.
Yeah, he can do that too. 49ers, besides the running game, where else does Garoppolo have to throw to? You got
Emmanuel Sanders, who started off pretty hot once he got traded to him this offseason. Or actually in the middle of the season, not the offseason. Deebo Samuel's kind of had a good...
Yeah, he's been decent.
Good season, good rookie season. But other than that, George Kittle's going to be the most reliable target on the offense.
Definitely. Here is statement number 3.
Well, technically it's number 4.
Number 4, the third one that's going to be answered.
3.5.
Raheem Mostert had a crazy game last week.
Right.
4 touchdowns, over 200 yards.
That is insane.
He basically said, whatever. He basically said, screw everything Derrick Henry did this playoffs. I'm the new running back of these playoffs. Not real. I mean, he's not really the new running back, but he had the best performance of a running back.
That's true.
In any playoff we've seen in recent history. His 4 touchdowns, over 200 yards. Here is the statement: Raheem Mostert will have at least 2 rushing touchdowns in this game.
Yeah.
Catch?
I'm gonna catch that. I think he'll do that. This has been one of the most dominant rushing offenses this season. They're a complete committee. Tevin Coleman got injured in that last game.
That was part of it.
I think it was like an arm injury, and he had to get carted off. He had to get carted off the field.
Yeah.
I mean, that was pretty bad. I remember watching it with my parents, and they were like, "Uh-oh, that's not good." I said to them, "They'll be fine. They're going to be fine."
Yeah.
And then Mostert goes into the game and just dominates.
Carries the entire rushing part of the offense, which was the offense. I mean, Garoppolo threw the ball and 7 times or something like that.
Yeah, 8 times. And they're like, Garoppolo, or I think they're asking Kyle Shanahan after the game, they're like, why didn't Garoppolo throw it more? And he's like,
did he have to?
He didn't. Exactly. He's like, what we were doing was working, so why would we?
Yeah.
It's a dominant rushing offense. Mostert's getting in there. He's looking good. He's been cut by 7 different teams.
Yeah.
And the fact that he still has the good mind, the right mindset to go out there and dominate in these games is going to be big. He's going to have at least 2 rushing touchdowns.
So here's a follow-up question. Yeah, you weren't expecting this, neither was I. Do you think the Chiefs have a better chance at stopping the Niners' run game than the Packers did?
Yes. Yeah. No, I definitely think so. One, we finally saw all the Packers' flaws.
Yeah, that's what you've been saying.
They finally culminated, like I said they would. The Packers, they were super overrated this season.
Yeah.
The record was not how good they actually were.
I'm catching
That was
that.
very misleading.
I'm catching that statement.
Yeah, it's good. That was we're going off script right now. Totally overrated this season. You saw the atrocities of their run defense.
Yes.
However, the Chiefs were able to stop Derrick Henry, which
Correct.
seemed like an impossible task before that game. But I think the difference is Garoppolo can step it up to another level. He has this big game experience, whether he actually played in the Super Bowls or not. He's been in the situation before. He's been in the atmosphere. He has the feel for it. So comparing Tannehill to Garoppolo, Tannehill's had maybe a better season. Garoppolo's had a couple good games. But I think Garoppolo will be able to keep them in the game where they'll be able to actually make the run game work. Whereas once they took out Derrick Henry, everything seemed to fall apart for the Titans.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. All right, we've been talking a lot of offense so far.
Okay.
Here's the statement. This game will come down to who makes the bigger defensive plays rather than who makes the bigger plays on offense. You know how the saying goes, defense wins championships. Do you think this game comes down to defense or offense?
I definitely think it comes down to defense. So I'm going to catch it.
Okay.
In most part, the Niners aren't winning this game if they don't stop Pat Mahomes.
Correct.
That's literally what it comes down to. I'm not worried about the Chiefs' running game at all. I don't think that'll get going anywhere.
Correct.
Now, the Niners have an excellent defense.
Yes.
Will they be able to get a turnover against Pat Mahomes is the big question.
He hasn't had a turnover this playoff so far, right?
I don't think he's had a turnover.
Either games he hasn't had a turnover.
I don't think he's had a turnover at all in his postseason career. I don't think he had any last year either.
Yeah.
I was just looking at a stat. In his first 4 postseason games, he's 11 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Yeah, they're going to have to intercept the ball.
Yeah.
Which
Which is likely. I believe the Niners are capable.
I believe they are. Richard Sherman's, he's back leading that backfield of the defensive backs.
Yeah.
He's got the Super Bowl know-how. He's been there before. He's got the swagger about him. He's got the confidence. And if Pat Mahomes isn't scared to throw his direction, Richard Sherman will make sure that Pat Mahomes is scared to throw his direction.
Yeah.
And then you have the strong defensive front led by Nick Bosa. You got Fred Warner, Eric Armstead. They're all up front just causing mayhem.
Yeah.
So if they can get penetration into the pocket, I'm not worried about Pat Mahomes running outside of the pocket too much. I think they're going to focus more on just tackling, just basic tackling. And if you watch the Titans versus Chiefs game, you saw that when Pat Mahomes ran that big, long touchdown run, the Titans had no interest in tackling that man whatsoever.
Yeah.
They were trying to strip the ball and everything else except for tackling.
Yeah.
And it was just pathetic, and that should have never happened. But yeah, I think they're going to be more interested in tackling. It comes down to that.
All right, let's revisit my second statement.
Yeah, can you remind me what it was?
The statement, a non-quarterback will win the Super Bowl MVP.
So the only 3 non-offensive players I can think of that could possibly win the MVP would be Tyrann Mathieu,
safety for the Chiefs,
Richard Sherman,
or
Nick Bosa.
So you don't see any offensive player outside of a quarterback winning it?
No. These are my only 3 non-offensive players.
Oh, okay, my bad.
I can see a couple different offensive players.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Is it a pass or catch? You don't have to tell me who you think's going to win.
Thank you. We're going to get a little wild here. I'm going to catch it.
Catch?
Yeah.
Non-quarterback wins the Super Bowl. Okay, well, let me bring it a step further. Don't tell me what player you think's going to win it, because then it reveals what team you think's going to win. What position do you think wins the Super Bowl MVP this year?
Well, here's the thing. By me telling you that, you're going to know who.
How am I going to know who?
Well, because one player I listed was a cornerback, one player I listed was a safety, and one player I listed was a defensive lineman.
So you're telling me that your pick to win Super Bowl MVP is a defensive player then?
Well, if I'm catching the fact that I think a defensive player could win MVP, then
No,
yes.
the question was a non-quarterback will win the Super Bowl MVP.
Oh. No, it was. That wasn't your original
It's
question.
right there. You could read it.
Where is it? Oh. Yep, you know what? That is the
Super
question.
Bowl MVP.
Reading comprehension was never my strong suit. Yes. What was your second?
Okay. Hey, listen. The Super Bowl comes up next week. Let us know what you think about these statements. Do you think a non-quarterback will win Super Bowl MVP this year? Let us know. Let us know what you think about the Super Bowl. Let us know who you think's going to win this game, right? And next week we'll have our predictions, likely on Friday or Saturday. It's going to be fun. Like, comment, and subscribe on this video. Follow us on the socials. Check out the podcast. We're out.